come out, same story.
Okay, some updates on our nonprofit. It is now September 19th, and I'm getting ready for our second board meeting. We're going to be meeting on Zoom tonight, and I feel like it's been almost a month since I've updated this. So things that have happened. We got our determination letter from the IRS that we are a legitimate 501c3 tax-deductible charitable organization, which is amazing. Things I didn't know, and if you're starting a nonprofit, things you should know as well, is you get that determination letter in the mail and you're like, amazing, I got the thing that I needed to do all the other things. But you actually have to wait until it shows up on the IRS website, which can take an additional several weeks. So that was something that I was not super aware of and was not able to start setting up my accounts for things. So I wanted, we haven't reached out to a bank yet, but I wanted to set up a bank account. I wanted to set up a donor CRM, like a donation platform. And so I now have that set up, but like you had to wait until it was confirmed by the IRS so it can connect, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to set up our Google Workspace account because as a nonprofit, you can get a lot of free services. So we're going to be using Google Workspace since that's what I'm most familiar with, and setting up our emails and our Google Drive and things like that, so we can have all of our things in one space. So anyway, long story short, a few weeks later, it finally showed up on the IRS website, and I've been having to send PDFs of our determination letter to all of these different companies that I'm trying to get the services with, and most of them have been like, okay, yeah, you have your determination letter, that's fine. But for some things, if it's not up on the IRS website, that's what they use to determine it. So it was just taking a while. So it was just kind of a frustrating month, like, we got it, I know we have it, and I can't do anything else. But we're in process now, so that all feels really good. Next up, to use some of these services. So through some research, and I'm not endorsing any of these because I haven't actually used them yet, other than the Google Workspace, which I like Google. We decided to go with our donor CRM as GiveButter. And that one, we're still not fully set up because you have to have an approved profile in GuideStar or Candid. I think they're the same company. So we have applied for our profile there, and it's like a nonprofit validation, which I don't know why we need that in addition to the IRS, but I don't know. I'm just doing the things that everyone's telling me. I think it's more of like a directory, but anyway, GiveButter requires you to be listed on GuideStar Candid. So we're waiting for that determination so that people can actually start donating to us. And then I'm hoping as a result of today's board meeting that we will decide which bank we're going to go with, and then in the next week or so go and open the bank account. For a nonprofit, at least 2 members of the board or organization, I guess, need to go together to sign for a bank account. So it'll be myself as the executive director, as well as one of our board members, TBD on who that's going to be, that need to go and open our bank account. And then our board members all have a required, what's called Give-Get, to be a board member. And so each term, which is a 1-year term, they are required to either themselves donate or elicit donations from someone else in the amount of a minimum of $500. And this is really important, not only because we need money, so if anyone wants to donate, I will find a way to make it so you can donate to us, because I've been putting all of my own money into this so far. But the Give-Get, as I'm understanding, is really important because for a lot of grants and funders, they want to know that 100% of your board is donating and invested in your nonprofit. If they're just on the board to like have their name associated with it, that's not enough. Like, that's unfortunately what a lot of board members are these days, is they want to be a board member to like have that clout, I guess. And I guess I don't need my laptop open. You guys don't need to see the back of my laptop. But we want to show that these people are not only, you know, physically involved in the nonprofit through their role, but also financially contributing, because if your board members don't believe in and contribute to your organization, why should anyone else? Like, your board members should be your biggest fans. So we are requiring our board to all donate so that we have 100% board donations to show that when we're going to be applying for grants and things like that. So if that's something where you're also looking to get on a board of a nonprofit, I think that's an important thing to know, is that a lot of nonprofits now do have this give-get, that you're going to be required to provide a certain amount of financial money to the organization. And if they don't, they should. So something important to know. Other news is we are going to have our first event that we're going to be tabling at in about 2 weeks. And I am more so nervous because I will not be able to attend. I am going to be out of town for another speaking engagement for my own business, but we're going to have a table at another nonprofit fashion show. One of our board members, she's our advisor. She has her own nonprofit, and they do a fashion show as part of New York Fashion Week. And so we get to have a table there, and it's going to be kind of our kickoff of promoting our nonprofit. I'm really excited about it. But I'm really sad that I can't be there for our first tabling event, because I feel like at this point I'm the person who knows the most about what's going on. And so I just want our people to be able to talk really eloquently about it, because it's mostly going to be about showing that, hey, we exist, and just starting to increase that brand awareness, hopefully elicit some donations as well, or volunteer interest, but mostly just like, hey, we exist, be watching for us. So I've also been working with our graphic designer. I don't know if in the last video I had our logo done yet, but we have a logo. If you can see, I'm not sure how else it's going to show up on here, but it's our logo, Health for the Arts. And so I made these postcard handouts for these events. And so obviously the front is just our logo with this little beautiful musical background. And then on the back side, it has information about our nonprofit. I'm sure this is showing up backwards for you, but basically I'll read it to you actually. Curtain up on a new NYC nonprofit, Health for the Arts. Our mission is to provide free and low-cost health and wellness services for theater workers who cannot otherwise afford them. Imagine a world where every performing artist, those who captivate us on stage and those who work behind the scenes to make the magic, has access to vital health and wellness services regardless of their financial circumstances. At Health for the Arts, we are committed to making this vision a reality. We need your donations to provide life-saving services for the artists you love. Learn more and donate at www.healthforthearts.org. So got a whole bunch of these to hand out, and I also got a table runner with our logo on it. So we have that, and then I have the idea that we are going to have like 8.5 by 11, paper stands with different stats on them about the need for these services, essentially. So like percentage of people in various theater roles with financial difficulties, mental health needs, physical health needs, things like that. I'll try to share those stats with you once we've confirmed some of them, but right now we're just doing the research and finding research papers that have done some statistics. The difficult part of promoting this is that, and this is something that I've come up against in working on my own business as the Broadway dietitian, there's not a lot of actual research that's been done for these populations, specifically around eating disorders, but just kind of in general, it's really hard to, I think, capture theater workers even in their more specific sub niches, like, you know, musical actors, dancers, musicians, stage managers, whatever. I just don't think that there's been a lot of research done. So we are having some difficulty getting a lot of good evidence-based, you know, legit research, but there is a lot of anecdotal research, and there is some legitimate research with statistics. Since we are also starting in New York City, we are getting more general statistics on people who live in New York City as well, including like mental health statistics and who has been seeking therapy and things like that. So we're working on all of those things. I feel like I've been doing so much more. I've just been, you know, organizing and checking off the boxes as we get things done. And I'm excited for our second board meeting tonight, because we're going to be hopefully getting a lot of things done. I'm so used to working by myself on things. You know, I've owned 2 businesses at this point and essentially have done everything myself. And, you know, while I've worked at other companies and been parts of teams, you know, usually someone else had the ownership over it. So I was more like a participant. And now I am like the project owner and a team member. And it's really tempting for me to want to just do all the work myself. But it's like, no, like I don't have to. I can delegate. Other people want to contribute to this. So today we're going to be working on our business plan and getting that really ironed out. We're going to be working on some more of our messaging. We are potentially adding a treasurer tonight. I have someone who is attending the board meeting to kind of see what we're about and see if he would like to be treasurer. Regardless, he's going to be helping us with social media because he's really great at that. So I can't wait to introduce you to our board members. And I know we have a lot of other things to cover. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready for that. But those are my updates right now. And I will see you really soon with more updates.
And if you also, if you sign up to subscribe to some of these, or if you put in fun.
Okay, back for our next round of updates with the nonprofit. It is now September 30th. And today, myself and Monica, our board secretary, went to Spring Bank and got set up with a checking account. So finally things are coming together. Once it all like goes through on the back end, because, you know, it takes a while for the online banking to sync up or whatever, I'll be able to connect that to our donor CRM, which is GiveButter, and then we can start accepting donations. So thank you. That's finally happening. Because we haven't really had a way to accept donations yet, and we've been operating with just me putting money into the business, which is not sustainable because I don't have money. So yes, that's happening. And I don't remember exactly where I left you off in terms of what was happening, but other things that have been happening yesterday. So here's a fun fact. So I had moved all of our documents, all of like my spreadsheets and everything I've been organizing and sharing with the board and everything into our new Google nonprofit workspace account, and didn't realize that we were signed up on the free trial. And I got an email on my personal email this weekend that the nonprofit trial had ended and they needed to verify something, and that could take up to 3 business days once I found, which I had to watch YouTube videos and like find where to find this like verify button. So I've been without access to my CEO email or any of our Google Docs that literally is all of our information through the weekend. And I have been calling Google's customer service, which I haven't been able to get a hold of a real person. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to get access to that again, but that is kind of necessary. Like I even needed access to my email today to sign up for the bank account. So they had to add in my personal email to get us set up, which is fine, but it's just like an extra step because then I'll have to go in once I get access again and switch the emails. And I don't know if people are trying to contact me right now, and it's just really bad timing. So I'm trying to think of what else I've been up to. We just did an Instagram live on kind of the stats of why we need this organization. So we did some research. I had an intern with me, and she did a lot of research, as well as some of the rest of us, and we put together a little Instagram live talking about what is the need for health and mental health services among theater workers, specifically in New York City, but also we just kind of got some broad statistics as well, and looking at what are different things that are factoring into why people have less access to proper healthcare and preventative healthcare and things like that. So I think that went really well, but because of course we're a new organization, our Instagram doesn't have a lot of followers. I think we had like one person watch us live, but I'm hoping it was like 20 to 30 minutes. I'm hoping people go back and watch that, get a little more information about who we are. But right now, I'm just really trying to figure out how do we get the word out that we're an organization and we need to get donations before we can provide programming and all of that kind of stuff. So we're in that place. Additionally, we have our first tabling event coming up this weekend. I'm not going to be able to attend because I will be out of town for a speaking engagement for my own private business. So Monica, our board secretary, is heading up running the table booth, but we're going to have, we got a table runner that has our logo on it, which looks really cool. And we got, oh my gosh, I have that. Yeah, we're just kind of trucking away, like checking one little thing off the list at a time. It feels like every little task, oh, Shira wanted to come join me. Every little task takes 10 steps to accomplish it, which is really frustrating. And it's taking so much longer than setting up an LLC, like I've said before. So I don't know, people do this every day. So we're just going to keep going along. And I'm excited for when we can actually start providing our programming and helping people, because that's why we're doing this. Okay, I think just for updates, I might close the video out here, and we will do more updates soon as we get set up. If you haven't yet, please check out our website. It's healthforthearts.org. We've got more information on there, and as we have the ability for people to donate, that information will be there so you can click and donate. If we are looking for specific types of volunteers, that will be listed on there. And once we start providing services, if you are someone who would be needing the services and qualify for that, then you'll be able to access those services there and start getting the information and help that you need. So good things coming, and I will see you in the next video.
Think I